Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel and to another lesson on tenses. As you can see in this lesson, we will look at the present perfect tense. And as usual, we will look at when we use the present perfect tense and some examples. So let's move right along. So 5 situations. So the first one, we use the present perfect tense to talk about actions that started in the past and continue in the present. So if you can see this little timeline here, so let's pretend this is our action that started here in the past, and it continues along the timeline until we get here, which is our present. So it started in the past and currently it's still happening in the present. So number 2, to talk about repeated actions that happened before and may be repeated again. Number 3, past actions that happened at an unspecified moment, whether because the time is unknown or because it is not important. Number 4, actions that take place during an incomplete period of time. And finally, to talk about news of recent events or recent actions. So let's look at our examples with the situation. So the first one, actions that started in the past and continue in the present. The first example, I've lived in Toronto for 3 years. So 3 years ago, I moved to Toronto and currently I'm still living in Toronto. So the action started in the past and currently it's still happening. Number 2, the Johnson family has never visited the Toronto Zoo. So in the past, they never visited the zoo, and currently, they still don't know what the zoo looks like. Number 2, repeated actions that happened before and may be repeated again. We have played this video game before, and maybe we will play it again in the future. Number 3, past actions that happened at an unspecified moment, whether because the time is unknown or because it is unimportant. So I've mailed my application. I don't remember when I mailed my application. The time is not, when is not important. It's more important that I've mailed my application. Number 4, actions that take place during an incomplete period of time. I've jogged 5 kilometers so far. So maybe I jogged 5 kilometers and right now I'm resting for 10 minutes. So you say I've jogged 5 kilometers so far, and maybe I'll jog again after I've rested. And then the final one, news of recent events or recent actions. Walmart has just closed its doors. So Walmart closes at 9 p.m. Maybe right now it's 9:05. You say Walmart has just closed its doors. So these are the time markers for the present perfect tense. Already, before, just, lately, many times, never. You can say ever, today, since, up to now, and so on. So how do we form the present perfect tense? So here it says the subject plus the simple present tense of the verb have plus the past participle of the main verb. So in this example, she has never eaten at this restaurant. She, the subject, has, so it's singular subject, singular verb, has never, that's a timeline, eaten. So eaten is the past participle of the verb eat. So here, eat, ate, eaten. So you have to know your past participles. So let's look at the present perfect tense with the verb visit. So here in the affirmative, the negative, and the interrogative. So I have visited. And as you can see, the short form is in brackets. So I have visited, I visited. You have visited, you visited. He, she, it has visited. Jane has visited her grandmother many times recently. We have visited, and so on. And then the negative, I have visited, I haven't. You have, you haven't visited. We have not visited Europe yet. We haven't visited, and so on. And then the interrogative, have I visited or have you visited Europe? Has she visited Europe? And so on. So thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you will continue to watch as I continue this series of tenses.